about the United States president at the World Cup and also his influence at the World Cup. They've come out to actually make us raise eyebrows, stating, first off, let's start off without question. How much power does a president have? A president of a country, how much power does the president have when it comes down to telling the president of FIFA, this is how I want it to be done? Since we are hosting it, we have the right to tell you that look. At the end of the day, Lipatin should for Haaland, you understand? So regarding that Balogun situation where he had a red card before the next game, and ultimately Trump admitted that he put a call across to a high-ranking FIFA official, and then the president of FIFA agreed. He concurred that yes, Trump called him. Remember, Trump did not say that he called Infantino, but Infantino stated that, according to reports, that he got the call from Trump, and ultimately that red card was reversed. It was not reversed, actually. It was suspended, and with that decision, Balogun was able to play in their game, which they lost. That should be a game against Belgium. Yeah. Belgium come and talk, say, because of that particular drama, and everything give them morale. With the knock US go to for that particular game. So the Norwegian Football Federation, they are preparing a formal ethics complaint to FIFA over Donald Trump's role in the reversal of Balogun suspension during the 2026 FIFA World Cup. And now, Josie, how much power? Because in this situation, we are looking at 3 countries hosting the 2030 World Cup again. So the Spanish president might look out and want to have one say or the other. The Moroccan president, Onyah, saying, well, let us do something. Going over to Portugal, the Portuguese president would also want to do something to help the nation.
Since that has become the norm.
Portugal have not won the World Cup before. And Morocco, they've made it to consecutive quarterfinal appearances. They made it to the semi-final. First African nation to make it to the semi-final. Why don't they take it one step better, since they've actually been doing pretty well in recent times? 2030 could be a year. 2030 could be the year for Portugal, but it seems like Cristiano Ronaldo will not be in that particular setup. But
really has not said.
Okay. Let's not put that into context. But for now, Cristiano Ronaldo, but age-wise, 41 by the next 4 years. 45, yeah, 45-year-old man at the World Cup.
Well, I remember there's a Japanese guy who is playing till 50 something. Did
you see him at the World Cup with Japan?
Yeah, maybe because Japan did not select him, but maybe because he's not up to the standard of Japan.
And the new
but
coach,
if Ronaldo is playing till then, and he's up to the standard.
As long as his feet are open. But at the end of the day, presidents, the 10 presidents of FIFA, what do they do? FIFA is an independent body.
Yeah, I think it's one of those who's scarce, in the last World Cup. I mean, the last World Cup, despite whatever that happened, was a huge success for me. It was very wonderful. But one of the questions that arose during that tournament was that particular incident they're recalling, like you rightly said earlier on, of Balogun's red card, before
he was suspended for 12 months.
For 12 months, before their match against Belgium. There's so many calling, people have said so many things. It's not even only Norway. So many people have written to FIFA. The European
independent bodies have
been writing to FIFA. They've been complaining. They've been saying, why is this thing this way? And so Norway is just adding to the number of protesters, people who protested that particular incident. There are other incidents anyway, but that became very glaring. And when people are looking for something to hold on to go about their attack, that particular incident afforded some of them the opportunity and what they've been looking for, with respect to that particular incident. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. It shouldn't be. FIFA says football should be outside politics. So
and religion
and
anything that promotes something outside football.
So I don't know. It's not proper. Though FIFA are yet to respond to that particular. Let's see how it's going to actually turn out. Most people are taking FIFA, like Norway. Most other people are taking FIFA on. Why did this come true? Why was this? But at the end of the day, you also hear. I can also see that many countries of the world are supporting Oga Infantino for the next term.
By 2027, the elections will be there, the FIFA elections.
Nigeria and so many other countries have given their express, support for the man at the helm of affairs now. Apart from that and some other incidents, I wouldn't, for me, I wouldn't like that to overshadow the beautiful World Cup we just finished watching. But it has to be treated. It has to be looked at because, like you rightly said earlier on, if Donald Trump can call FIFA president to reverse or to to change the rules, if you ask me, or if I must say, that means the next World Cup coming or any other World Cup for that matter, the president of the country will have the opportunity or will have the prerogative, to do the same thing, to say, okay, we're the one hosting. And Trump was saying so many, bro was saying so many things. He didn't even know that in football,
he doesn't know the rule of the game. He said that why would you give someone
the best player?
Why would you tell someone that you will not be able to play the next match in a match that he has not played because of an offense for one match? So
you see that
it was unfair.
Unfair. So you see, he doesn't even know the rule. And then the question is, how can someone who doesn't know the rule now make a call to FIFA, and the rule is changed to his own advantage?
And FIFA should also look into this particular perspective. When you are giving hosting rights to nations, you should also let the nations know about the rules of the game.
Well,
I feel that should also come to because with the recent revelation from Donald Trump. Because now a president, they are known for basketball, they are known for American football. You understand? So it shows that this also shows that the president of America, he has been in America and the MLS has been going on, but yet he has been given the honors to hand over the Club World Cup to a certain club, to Chelsea, and also he was given the honors to hand over the World Cup to Spain. How much has he invested in MLS? Because he doesn't know the rules of the game. That shows that he has not actually. Yes, football actually takes a lot of things, and the president has a lot of things to actually do. So that means MLS have not actually done much to bring the attention of Donald Trump to the league.
Well, I think he's a man that loves sports, but the history of his love for sports has not been about football or soccer, as they call it in America. He's invested heavily in WWE wrestling. He also invested in, I think he has a franchise in the, I don't know if he's still in the NBA, one of the NBA. Yes, he has also in which other sports again, their own American football. There's one they call football in their own country.
American football with oval ball.
Yes, I think he also has interest in, he also, even in boxing. He has invested in boxing. But soccer, let me use what they call it there. Soccer for him, he's not been that soccer person. Maybe that's why he doesn't know much about the rule. But at the end of the day, you don't need to know the rule. Nobody's even forcing Donald Trump to know the rule. The only thing we're saying is that for him to come out and say some things, some of which are questionable, you understand? And for him to come out and say it, and Oga Infantino confirmed that truly a call was made by the president. For him to do that, it's like an effrontery, on the game. The game respects nobody. The rules of the game is even above Infantino himself, because one day he's going to leave the seat as a FIFA president. Somebody was there. Blatter was there. Blatter is one of those who have been calling for...
And this is laying precedent.
Yes,
so
and let's also add that Blatter has been calling for his head. Blatter has been calling that Infantino should be removed, because, of course, he knows how Infantino tries also to play the politics to remove him. So he is saying that Infantino should be removed, that he has killed the game. Based on one or two, and this particular incident we're touching today is one of the reasons he's holding strongly to say Infantino should go. But at the end of the day, like I said, this shouldn't be. The rules of the game have to be respected, because if you bend the rule for A and you don't bend it for B, that's unfair.
Certain people would tell you that when corruption is not favoring me, it is corruption. But in a situation that I'm gaining from corruption, it shouldn't be called corruption, it should be called favor. So as of yesterday, we told you that Javier Tebas, talking about the president of Spanish football, he actually called for the head of Infantino, based off on the fact stating that Infantino should step down, that he is killing the game based off on expansion of the World Cup. Now, his own is coming up from the fact that he stated that expansion of the World Cup and games that FIFA organizes, tournaments that FIFA organizes, affecting club football and as well as leagues. And then man with Sabi don't come out and talk, say income give event. He also put in cognizance, let us know that Plata has also stated that Infantino in one way or the other has also called for the head of Infantino, talking about Plata calling for the head of Infantino that is not really doing good. Well, some federations like the Combo president wants he wants an expansion of the 2030 World Cup. So you can see that people, based off on where, if it favors you, you take it. If it doesn't favor you, go ahead and so for the NFF president, yes, but not Nigeria Football Federation. Norwegian Football Federation president, Liz Cleveness, he came out to state that the governing body, that he's not, right now he's not suing FIFA, but he is preparing a formal ethics complaint to FIFA over Donald Trump's role in the reversal of Balogun's case. Now stating that the football governing body must admit it made a serious mistake after overturning Balogun's automatic one-match ban. So the red card was shown in the United States round of 32, last 32 victory over Bosnia and Herzegovina, and he was dismissed in that game. And the challenge was very, very nasty. It was quite nasty.
Though there were people who also had that kind of challenge at the World Cup, but didn't even get.
And some people will tell you that it's not intentional, but mama abarof. You understand? Those some people mama abarof, but there are certain situations you look at it and you actually say that the body movement, body language, and all that. You say that Amahama made that one, but the rule says that if the challenge, based off on the nature of the challenge, if it warrants a red card, you give the red card, and the person serves what comes through. There's a rule to it. You understand? That is why there is a sheep and there's also a shepherd. So in this situation, the rules are the shepherd to those that are playing, and it must be applied fully. What is good for geese is good for gander. So with that, we'll be coming back to Africa and looking at preparations for an expansion of the African CAF Champions League. Egyptian giant Zamalek, they've reportedly threatened to withdraw from this season's CAF Champions League if the Confederation of African Football, talking about CAF, proceeds with plans to expand the competition's formats. They are not in support for the expansion of the topmost competition in Africa, talking about the CAF Champions League. The White Knights are said to be strongly opposed to the proposals that could increase the number of participating clubs, particularly amid reports that revised qualification criteria could open the door for additional teams, including their fierce rivals Al Ahly. In this situation, I have to go, Joe. The more they open it, the more it's difficult for them. Yesterday, we spoke about it. The more the games are expanded, the more the tournaments are expanded, the more opportunities for teams that were not making it in the past can actually make it. They have routes. There will be more routes for countries and clubs. Now, we're talking about club football. Clubs will have more routes to make it to competition like the CAF Champions League. And probably Nigeria right now, they have just 2 automatic tickets. If it's expanded, Nigeria could actually, based off on their history at the CAF Champions League, CAF competition, they might actually have 1 more automatic slots, making it at some point, when you go to the English Premier League, started from 3, went to 4 and 5. Now 5 automatic slots, making it to the UEFA Champions League, and that could also come true for most of these leagues. Zamalek Elijah say they know that the more it's expanded, the more difficult it would be making it to the finals, and the more difficult it would be for them to actually win it.
I think Zamalek, I don't agree with Zamalek. Totally, I don't agree with them for 1 second. The reason is because we see the UEFA Champions League, we see the World Cup. These expansions are made. In fact, it was only Champions League when it was called a particular name. Then we have Europa League. Now we have Conference League. These are all expansions, inclusions. And when these expansions come, it brings business, it brings growth of the game. You don't look at this thing because you're having issue with Al Ahly, because the major focus, if you go down to the history, to the story, their major focus is the rivalry they have with Al Ahly, which has moved from Egyptian league to the continental, circle. And then you want to use the issue you're having there in Egypt to kill football in Africa. Now, I am not in support of unnecessary expansion, no. But I am saying that expansion, if CAF decides to expand the number of clubs participating in the CAF Champions League, it is not bad. Because we can see that with what has happened in the World Cup, if not the beauty of expansion, who would have known about Cape Verde? Let's not forget that Cape Verde, of course, it's part, I believe in our lineup. Cape Verde goalkeeper is the goalkeeper at FIFA's
best 11 for the World Cup.
Thank you very much. Without this expansion, maybe countries like that wouldn't have opportunity to qualify for the World Cup. So what I'm saying is this: though I have looked at the reason Zamalek is putting up, they are putting up. They've made a couple of claims. The difficulty to be how it may water down the integrity of the CAF Champions League and the rest of them. But I don't believe that, because we've seen, if it is properly organized, if it is done, carefully and technically, it shouldn't water down anything. Okay? It should even be encouraged, because it will afford clubs. Because the more clubs come, the more players are exposed, the more businesses come, the more expansions,
the more sponsors
come through, the more African football grows. Okay? So I am not against it. I don't believe Zamalek. Like I said, they're afraid of Al because of their rivalry. They don't want Al to come and start disturbing them, because they have qualified. They will be in this year's CAF Champions League.
And I said, if it's expanded, they will not participate.
Well, they are going to be the ones to lose, because I know that when the World Cup phase came, England refused to be part of it.
What now?
But along the line, when they saw that, when England saw that nobody sent them. You understand? And the competition was growing. They tried to what? Come. Before they could come, some countries that they were better than in terms of football as at then have already lifted the trophy once or twice. So they will definitely be behind the people.
Right now,
so
England has just only one.
Yeah, only one. So if Zamalek say they are, of course, it's one club, they will not stop CAF from doing whatever they want to do.
And also, it raises up the question: how much power does the club have when it comes down to the body, CAF coming out to say that, okay, we want to expand or we want to take this particular decision. Someone would come out from nowhere and raise their head and say, no, I will not allow this. If you don't,
I don't think they have that power to stop CAF.
So according to Zamalek, they say that they believe that any change that will come through to alter the existing qualification structure, that it will undermine the sporting integrity of Africa's premier club competition. The club maintains that participation should continue to be determined strictly on merit under the current qualification system. So coming back to Nigeria, we've gone from Europe, we've come into Africa, we've come to Nigeria. You understand, we are dancing around, but also remember that we are live on Facebook. For those that are on Facebook and are watching, we appreciate you people. Because of you people, that is why we are here. You people are the real MVP. So if you're not on Facebook right now, you can go onto Facebook. You can see me, myself, and I over the sports chef and a man with Sabikachi Nwakugo. As we talk and we speak fast, they tell you about things as it happened for Europe, as it happened for Africa, and also they tell you about waiting Shehu Diko won't do for the Super Falcons right now. Go on to Facebook, Echo 100.7 FM or Echo FM ECHO 100.7 on Facebook as well as on YouTube. You will see us live. You go watch us. You go see the mono my hair where I barb right now. At the end of the day, if you go there, you don't see the mono just no say you go still there. Just there, watch us as we go to deliver things for you. So with that said, we'll be getting back to business. Shehu Diko, don't come out to the Ashore Super Falcons. You see, then for the WAFCON 2024, that's cash. The cash reward for 2024. Say when I lift WAFCON. Say we go pay una, don't worry, when I go. You supposed to go and do us proud in 2026 WAFCON. The 2024 don't worry. So, for Shehu Diko, Alhaji Shehu Diko, chairman of the National Sports Commission, Malam Shehu Diko, he assured the Super Falcons that they will receive their cash rewards for winning the 2024 Women's African Cup of Nations despite the delay in the payment process. Abatana, the 2024 WAFCON, they came from behind to beat Morocco. You understand? Abia prepare for... This is the one that is going on in 2026 now, and it has been postponed. It was supposed to be played in February after the AFCON, the men's game, but it was postponed. And then nothing was spoken about it coming down to, about 3 days before the start of the WAFCON in Morocco, and they are bringing this up. In what, this can also put up a psychological stress to the players. This is a World Cup. This is a WAFCON, a Women's African Cup of Nations that doubles as a World Cup qualifier. 4 nations. We've been flogging on this matter. 4 nations are to qualify automatically, and then 2 other nations will go through the playoff series to see who will make it through and make up Africa's numbers. And coming through to the fact that we're with a new coach based off on, it's not just on Madogo that led this team to the World Cup, the last edition of the World Cup. They were under the tutelage of Randy Waldrum. And Randy Waldrum did brilliantly well, beating the Matildas of Australia and also getting into the knockout stages of the World Cup. Unfortunately, they could not beat 10-man Lionesses or 10 women Lionesses of England. And now there's a whole lot on the shoulders of Justin Madogo. And now this is a promise that was made a couple of years ago, and the promise was not kept, and they will still go on to make promises again for 2026 WAFCON.
Anyway, it's not a new thing. Let's not come here now and start thinking or saying it's a new thing. Well, the reason given by Malam Shehu Diko, the NSC Director General, is due to delay in government budgetary procedures. That's the grammar. Government delay in government budgetary procedures. But I know very well that if it's in politics, the money will come as soon as it is. If it is in their own personality, if it is things that have to do with, getting them, they who are at the top of the echelon, getting them comfortable and, it will be okay. But if it is something that will grow the system for the betterment of everybody, then we'll move straight into government, budgetary procedures. He says a delay in, but he has made promise that maybe, because what he said is maybe before they the players start the AFCON, the money will come. He also promised that they are going to give them the whole the entitlement in full, that it may come before, but that even if it didn't come, there's no problem, the money will surely come. That people in charge of money in Nigeria, let me use that word so that I will not be too specific, that they are working on it, that the president has approved. We don't know when he did approval, whether it is yesterday, I don't know. But this promise that
the president approved it since August 2025.
Thank you very much, sir. All right, I know. Thank you. 2025. And next month is 1 year since this was approved. Close to almost a year since this money was approved for people who became the champions of Africa. Those that came second, talking about Morocco, can we go and check if the Morocco FA is still owing those guys?
When you go into countries like that, are they still promising money?
No. The promise you're talking is not. The promise you're talking is part of their distance. When you hear promise, it's the money they're supposed to get as who won the trophy. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. When they say the promise, stop thinking that it is just ordinary. No, it is the money that is accruable to them as the champions. That's the money we're talking about here. Go and check some of them, the bonuses and whatever they're all involved. But at the end of the day, whatever it, even if it's a promise, the promise is made because they're champions, right? Because they made it. Now, almost 1 year down the line, the promise has not been kept, and these girls in few days are going to go into the battle again to look for this 11th, title of the WAFCON. Now, and if you look at this interview that was conducted in London, let's not forget this interview that Ogadiko review this was done in London. He was saying that from London, and he has said that the WAFCON players, Chairman Kanadozi and Co should expect their money maybe as soon as possible.
As soon as possible
before they start this current edition of the WAFCON that is about to get underway, or that it will come in full. All I'm praying for is when promises are made, or
it should be kept.
It should be kept. And please let it be done as at when.
If you have the capability, don't go ahead to make promises. So in the words of Malam Shehu Diko, he said that it's a government process. Those things are off budget, so they don't include budget. Say in a situation where something like this come through, or the money where they pay them, they don't if you just arrange some parts. Say okay, this is now for male team, this is now female team. Bonuses not problem most of the time. They don't even they give bonuses after they don't promise bonuses. So those things are off budget.
Is their payment
to be included in the budget?
It is their payment
and so forth. But the president
match allowances and whatever. That's what we're talking about here. It's not like the promise. I don't know if you know. It's match allowances, their match bonuses, what they should do. Because as the people who that want this thing, they understand what they're to them.
Definitely. But the president approved their payment since August 2025.
It's all right.
And then he went on to say that the payment is currently being processed by relevant government agencies.
I don't want to talk.
He stated it is the finance people Now, so you talk it is this finance people.
Go to the finance
and the accountant general's office. They are processing it and they are working very hard on it. The Minister of Finance
1 year.
is working on it to make sure that the money, that particular money would drop. Hopefully before the WAF.
Hope
3 days.
Fully.
3 days.
Fully. Please underline the word hope.
So
fully.
If you know happen.
How many $billion will take 1 year to process? Wow.
If you know happen,
That's
you understand. Hopefully. You understand. So now wait till I'm saying Hudiko talk. Now moving away from football and going into the preparations for the Commonwealth Games. You understand? Nigeria, they will be participating earnestly and looking forward to winning as many medals as possible. The Director General of NSC, Bukola Olakpade, he has on various occasions retreated that the Nigerian Sports Commissioner behind the representatives for Nigeria going into Scotland, and we are anticipating a better outing this time around than the previous outing that we had. And looking at how things have transpired, Team Nigeria will begin its campaign at the Glasgow 2026 Commonwealth Games with a clear objective of delivering the country's most successful outing in the competition. Now, 72-member contingent, 72 members, which comprises of athletes as well as the coaches, trainers. But they didn't really specify if a commissioner of this, a minister of this, all those people, delegates, if they're going to come. But at the end of the day, they will tell you that this minister of this was there, this thing. Is still, most of these people are going there. All of them are going there based off on public funds. You understand? Mm-hmm. So, a 72-member contingent will compete across 10 sports with the National Sports Commission targeting a record 20 gold medals. Not 20 medals. 20 gold medals, an achievement that would eclipse Nigeria's previous best of 12 gold medals recorded at the Birmingham 2022 Games. Man, we sabi.
Yeah, I think it's they say to dream is free. In 2022, Nigeria got 12 gold medals, so they want to eclipse it. They want to go further, and they didn't say 15. Gold. They say 20. That is medals. 8 more golds. Well, it's possible. The truth of the matter is it is possible. But we also have to look at preparation. They have been in Aberdeen for some time preparing, and of course they will move to the game village in Glasgow properly Friday ahead of the opening. So they've already moved. That's ahead of the opening ceremony on Friday. Sorry, they'll move on Friday, I beg your pardon. That's tomorrow. They are moving in tomorrow to Glasgow ahead of the opening game. Well, interesting. Our quest will begin with, but I like what's going on. Nigeria have always been wonderful. Mm-hmm. The gold will be possible, but it will mostly be in powerlifting. We have very wonderful powerlifting team, led by Folashade Oluwafemilayo. She's the reigning Commonwealth champion, 2-time Paralympic gold medalist, 4-time world champion, and multiple world record holder. She's captaining the para, team, and she will be jointly, of course, followed by Rita Ferdinand, who herself also is, of course, we know her. She's a very super person, 150 kg lift at African Opening Championship in Oran, Algeria. She was there. Ferdinand also has established as a new African name. So, Rita Ferdinand and Folashade, they will help us very well. But that's in para. Now, on the track and field event, we will not forget that Tobi Amusa is very much around, alongside Kainshola Ajayi. These two names, heavy names. Amusa herself is bidding for to become the first athlete in Africa to win 3 consecutive Commonwealth, women's 100-meter hurdles, having claimed the gold in 2018 and 2022. All of us know that one. The 28-year-old, according to story, she has had an impressive season so far. Talking about in the Diamond League, she has had impressive,
starting out poorly this year in the athletic season, but so far she won in Paris and in Rabat. And apart from winning in Paris and Rabat, she has also qualified for the final of this year's Diamond League in Brussels. So for Ajayi,
He's arriving in Glasgow in exceptional form. The man has been super this particular season in 100-meter title. He has equaled Nigeria's national 100-meter record of 9.84 seconds. So we have very big names. Why I'm mentioning these names is Chukwuemeka Enekwachi, the African record, the man who holds the record in African shot put. He is available. Can I go on? Of course, you're going to mention some of the names. We have
athletes. Brume is there. Going down to Ruth Osoro, who came through to replace a defending champion. Talking about Brume and the rest. Brume will not be participating actually because of injury. So Ruth Osoro is coming through to take over a big name in the world of athletics. And also looking at going into the boxing team, we have the likes of Patrice and Bata. We have a couple of names that have been
Blessing Arakwe is also there.
It's not like these names are just coming true, but they've actually been proven. Just like you spoke about Kaisola Ajayi, who recently actually put out a good run for himself, winning a run that had a couple of no names. Twice he has actually matched his season's best for this particular year, and also going through to seeing Tobi Amosan, who definitely will be looking forward to blazing the trails and the Commonwealth Games. These are athletes that we are looking forward to actually seeing. And also, an athlete also has her grievances, talking about Favour Onyah. Favour Onyah has threatened that she will quit Nigeria because she was not included in the Commonwealth Games list. So she has said that, see, with what I've seen, it seems like you people are not serious in this country. I want to actually leave. And this is something that the World Athletics Federation has actually been kicking against after that situation of Favour Ofili, when there was a high number of athletes who wanted to leave their various federations to join the Turkish Federation, and they looked at it and it wasn't because of sporting intentions, but because of financially induced intentions, and then they blocked that particular move. So now, because Favour Onyah was not now in this particular aspect, we don't know what has been going on in the backdrop, but now Favour Onyah, she threatened to stop representing the country after being left out of the athletics team after she earned qualification at the National Athletics Trials. 19-year-old was among 15 athletes invited to camp in Abuja on the 25th day of June when they qualified. The trials were ongoing, put out impressive displays in after trials in Lagos, earning her way to Abuja. She claimed the women's 400 national title in 52.68 seconds. Now, Favour Onyah was named the Nigeria Women's 4x400 relay squad alongside Patience Okun George, Ella Onojuvuevo, and Esther Joseph. The team later traveled to Aberdeen, Scotland for the final phase of preparations at the Aberdeen Sports Village, where they are at this very moment. But Onyah did not progress beyond Abuja training camp and has since returned to the United States to continue her training. Now, this is not an athlete that is based in Nigeria. This is an athlete that left the United States, came through to Nigeria from Lagos, went to Abuja, but ultimately seems like for some reason she did not make the final cut, and that is down to the coach's discretion, and also those that are
She made a TikTok post where she said, she claimed that she qualified for the first senior Commonwealth Games. That's what she said. And yes, I won't be running for Nigeria. He said you can never guess, according to her post, the reason. You can never guess the reason.
And she also
forgave them. She said she forgave Nigeria 3 times. You understand? So, you see, I'm not surprised. Of course, we all of us know that Favour Ofili wanted to go to Russia. They blocked her and said she has come back. Till now, she has not indicated, she has not been, is she part of the squad?
But NSC has said they've opened their arms.
Yes, now, if you open your arm, not be for me to open my own, so that I will go embrace. Have they embraced? That's why she has not come. So, what I'm saying is, Onyah, Patience Onyah is not the first person. We also, I think...
Favour Onyah.
Favour Onyah, I beg your pardon. I think we've also had, in the past, we've also had the course in a particular program to name some of our Nigerian athletes who switched allegiance, and maybe looked at why they switched their allegiance. No, you see, and look at where she's coming from the US, where things are done right, where people qualify for events based on merit, and for her to, leave the US and other countries that could snatch her up to come to Nigeria, that means she definitely is a patriotic person. But look at what she said. She said she qualified. She made a TikTok message and said, I qualified, but somehow like...
And also going on to make the statement, it's not the first time.
It's not the first time this is happening.
3 times.
And so, as she said, you can judge her, but you should not. But you can judge her if you like. But you won't expect what she's going to do next. Definitely, what she's going to do next is probably to quit, Nigeria. But whatever it is, I keep saying this. I hope and I pray that the Athletes Federation of Nigeria will come up to tell us the reason. Or you understand what I'm saying? Why she was dropped. But if not,
they never tell us reason why Favour was omitted.
You see, that's the problem. When we run a secret system, a system that do not want to, say things the way they are, say the truth. Because the truth of the matter is, if you're right, if it is something, if there's transparency, okay, you come out and tell us why this happened, and so that you can clear your name and the name of the body, and let us know that you're running a transparent system. But when athletes continue, and these are not just athletes. Of course, all of us know why Favour was angry. Being disqualified after qualifying for the Olympics. The greatest of it all. Just like the World Cup. Olympics sound like the World Cup when it comes to athletes and whatever they do in their business. So when some of this, is a vision, it's a dream come true if you want to represent your country at the highest level. And at the end of the day, after qualifying, you are not there based on some very funny stories, based on some very shady, deals and whatever you can call it. It breaks heart. It disappoints. So I pray that Favour Onyah will find, solace in her heart. I pray she finds a way to, so that this will not affect her career, because that's what's very, very important for her. But for me, I always say this, it's athletics. You have the freedom. It's not like football, you understand? Whatever she can do tomorrow to up her game, to take her career to the next level, I will encourage her to go ahead with it.
If you just joined in, this remains Echo Sports right here on Echo 100.7 FM. We are live on Facebook. Go on to Echo 100.7 FM where you're going to see us live there. You can drop your comments, and also remember, if as much as possible, tell us where you're chatting from, where you're sending your reactions from. And also, if you've not subscribed, if you've not followed, if you've not liked the page, both on Facebook and YouTube, Biko Walia, click on it, like, follow, comment. You understand? You can also share. You understand? Let's bring 1 to bring 10. Can you try like that? So at some points last month, we actually told you about the fact that July will have a lot of competitions that will come through in Imo State to help improve grassroots sports in Imo State. And one of it is actually going to come to an end. It's going to drop the curtains. The curtains will close up this weekend. And that is actually the Wandosh Imo State Unity Cup. The final showdown is around the corner, and definitely you do not want to miss out. Now, the Unity Cup is more like a man with Sabi being called a University Cup. You understand? It's about the universities in Imo State coming through and participating. Football is something that unites us all, and the organizers actually stated that at some point they are looking at broadening the horizon at some point where they would infuse other sports. But for the meantime, let us start off with football and do something for grassroots sports development, grassroots football development, and looking at how things are, everything is now in place for the grand finale of the Maiden 2026 Wandosh Imo State Unity Cup, as Imo State University and Avaniko Federal University of Education prepare to battle for the championship at the Dananyam Stadium tomorrow, July 24, 2026. Dananyam will be set agog by these two prestigious institutions that will come head to head. They always come head to head as they are in Imo State, academic-wise, and now they are also coming head-to-head sports-wise. So the highly anticipated final will kick off at 3 p.m. With the winner set to claim a coveted trophy as well as a 1 million naira star prize. So this time around, it's not just kick and follow, just kick the ball around, but there's something to take home. And going to those who lost in the semi-finals, they would also be playing tomorrow. Talking about the game that would see Federal University of Technology where it take Federal Polytechnic there. That game will start off by 12 p.m. 12 p.m. is going to be the third place encounter, and also by 3 p.m. we're going to see Imo State University up against Avanikoku College of Education. Both teams will be battling for the trophy and also battling for that name tag as the winner of the Unity Cup, as well as the 1 million naira star grand prize. So the final has received a significant boost following confirmation that notable individuals notable individuals looking at members of the Imo State House of Assembly that's led by the Speaker, Right Honorable Chike Olengbe, will attend the championship match after endorsing the competition, and looking at how those that have led this particular movement, looking at how the man behind it, talking about Ugochukwu bin Egbonine, engineer, he has been pushing and stating that he's a young man, let's do something for those that are coming through. So as things actually have seen it, grassroots football, the development has come through. We've seen how things have turned out, and also looking at academic-wise, and now looking at the sports system of Imo State. We've been talking about bringing a school competition back to Imo State, and we have the Unity Cup that has come through, and so far we are looking at a winner by tomorrow.
Yeah, you know why our education today is faulty? Nigerian education, quote me, Kachi Sports. Nigerian education is faulty. One of the biggest reasons why it's faulty is because our education today has shifted from education to uneducation. What makes an education complete is sports. That is why when those who brought this education we are planning now came, there must always be a pitch for every school. True or false, sir?
True.
Those days there will be a game master. True or false, sir?
Activities.
These are the things that complete. That's education. Not now that one school will be upstairs. They'll be doing business at the downstairs, and then upstairs will be school.
So the rest.
You understand what I'm saying? So let's be sincere about this thing. So why I'm saying this is a welcoming development. Kudos to the organizers of this particular competition. I can't wait for tomorrow. If you're in Owerri, come to Danayam tomorrow and enjoy yourself. IMSU students, I know you guys are going to troop out alongside the Alvan students, but then it's a game for love and show of love. Money is involved, yeah, trophy involved. But then remember, if you go against the rule of the game, you will receive what is involved.
Probably someone has Trump's number. Trump, you know?
If you have to
organize
that, don't call. Just
they will suspend the red card for 1 year.
So just come and enjoy the game. But then it's a beautiful, thing. I want to thank the organizers of this particular competition. I hope and I wish more of this will come, not just for secondary universities, also for secondary schools. Then you can come tomorrow and say that these guys, some of them are not fighting for increment in their GP, CGP. I don't know what add for GDP.
Not be everybody go be medical doctor now. Not be everybody go be.
They also
rocket scientists.
You understand? So they also are going to fight for money tomorrow for their football talent.
And also, there will be other side attractions in that encounter where spectators will be treated to a series of athletic competitions as well, involving students from the participating institutions. There will be the 4x400 mixed relay, there will be the 4x100 mixed relay, there will be 4x400 men's relay, as well as the women's relay in 4x400, and also going into a couple of 100 meters dash will be there, 100 meters men and women's dash will be there. So athletics is side covered in the final. Side attraction. This is where scouts, they promised that, they made comments that scouts coming in from Germany, they will be there looking at those that would participate